It's about to go down.
Burning your ears with another all-killer and no-filler episode of the best motorsports radio on the planet. It's the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. With your host, Jim Beaver.
Sliding trophy trucks, jumping razors, and dropping the mic at events across the country.
Amy Hood.
What's up, guys? I'm a professional fun haver, dirt bike rider, and monster truck driver.
With support from Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, and DirtFish. Hang on tight, strap in, and get ready to smoke some tires and lay some roost. Here's the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other. Jim Beaver.
Good morning and welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor. Doing some radio here on another Tuesday morning. I guess Tuesday if you're listening in online. It's Wednesday if you're listening in national syndication. Or it could be Saturday and Sunday if you're one of our amazing military personnel stationed overseas listening to us on the American Forces Network. But stoked to be here. I am amped for some radio today. Could be that we had one epic Monster Energy Cup over the weekend, man. I was on TV in World of X Games racing my UTV. We had the Red Bull GRC finale going down in Los Angeles. I mean, like, seriously, it was an off-the-hook weekend. Throw in Crandon World Cup, Red Bull Signature Series on TV, Formula Drift at Irwindale, the final Formula D event ever at Irwindale. They're closing the place down. The House of Drift no longer. I mean, we got so much to talk about. This is definitely an all-killer, no-filler episode of the Down and Dirty Radio Show. I mean, kicking things off, obviously Amy Hood will be here shortly, but we got Scott Speed calling in hour number one, three-time Red Bull GRC champ, coming off his third consecutive championship with Andretti Autosport, and it's going to be fun to catch up with Scott. It's been about a year since we've caught up. We got him dialed in. We've got my good friend Lindsey Hayes, one of the hosts from Destination Polaris, somebody that spends more time in a razor than me, and that is definitely saying something. She's on the line. Then we got my good friend Sara Price on in hour number two, talking Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, trophy trucks, Hoonigan, and a whole lot more. We got Joe Duncan calling in, talking about our Terracross finale. Lots coming at you in this 2 hours of the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. As certain as the sun rises and sets around the world, OTSFF Group is dedicated to providing flexible, comprehensive, and reliable transportation solutions. Air transportation, ocean freight, ground transportation, or a combination of services. We offer innovative and custom-built packages specifically designed to meet your transportation needs. OTSFF Group has been keeping shipments moving globally for nearly 2 decades. OTSFF Group, flexible logistics services designed for you. More information at OTSFF.com. Looking to have some fun on 4 wheels? DirtFish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at DirtFish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, kicking off another edition of your favorite action motorsports radio show and a little bit more. And you know me, man, I'm a Polaris Razor guy, and the thing about being a Polaris Razor guy is once in a while you tend to break things when you're romping on those razors out in the desert. Well, the one thing that Polaris prides themselves on is the durability and reliability of their off-road vehicles, but things happen. And as dependable as they are, you know what? You may need replacement parts for your favorite razor. If you're a do-it-yourselfer and you want the exact parts that have taken you this far, I have the solution. It's GenuinePolarisParts.com, your go-to online retailer for genuine original manufactured parts and accessories. Step-by-step parts ordering process online helps ensure you're getting the right parts for your Polaris off-road vehicle. GenuinePolarisParts.com makes it easy and stress-free by having all the diagrams associated with the year, make, and model of your unit. Once you narrow down your search, you'll see a list of diagrams to help you visually see the parts that you need to be replaced, which eliminates the headache and second-guessing your part or trying to explain which part you need over the counter at a dealership. Go to GenuinePolarisParts.com/Jim Beaver and you will be able to redeem a special offer that's only exclusive to the listeners of this show. Again, that's GenuinePolarisParts.com/Jim Beaver. Get your parts delivered directly to your doorstep at GenuinePolarisParts.com. Once again, it's GenuinePolarisParts.com/Jim Beaver. Get that special offer locked and loaded to our very special listeners of the Down and Dirty Radio Show. Amy Hood, man, I got to say, we had a big weekend in motorsports. I mean, we had the GRC finale. I was racing on TV on World of X Games. We'll talk about that in a minute. We had Monster Energy Cup. I know you and I are going to get into that in hour number 2. I mean, it was just a packed weekend. Formula Drift, the very final Formula Drift at Irwindale, the House of Drift. I mean, we got so much to talk about in the show today. But Monster Energy Cup, I know we're going to get into it later in the show. But Marvin, oh my, the $1 million Marvin. What? I didn't see that one coming, did you?
I mean, I did not see a clean sweep. All 3 motos, no competition. I mean, the man was on fire and he was gone and he won the Monster Million. It was insane. But it's been a while, since anybody's ever done that. But I could have asked for a better person. Everyone loves Marvin Musquin, and he was absolutely on fire. So we'll talk about that in hour number 2. But, I mean, also our boy Behrman winning Best Whip. I think that was pretty darn awesome. I know he's been putting in such hard work, and it obviously goes to show. And he has just been, killing it in the freestyle game lately. And super, super proud of Tyler. Congratulations. But, that guy was upside down. Like, that stuff scares me, watching my friends do that.
Yeah, his whips, like, it looked like he was trying to do, like, a 360 or something. And then, like, he went complete 180, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, what is going on? And then he pulls it back. Like, I've never seen anybody. It was like he was committing to a 360 rotation and then pulling it back. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's so cool because I've really been able to watch Tyler progress over the years. I remember when he couldn't even make an outdoor qualifier to get into the main show and outdoors. I remember watching him walk around Colorado. Sorry, Ty, I'm throwing you under the bus here, but I remember watching him walk around Colorado after the race, before the race, I guess, because he didn't even qualify. But Moto obviously was a little bit tougher for him, but he's made his break in freestyle. But he's always never been the top dog. He's always kind of been, the runner-up or kind of, top 5, kind of the up-and-comer. But he's, like I said, he's been putting in the work. If you follow him on social media, he's been all over the world. I know he's been spending a lot of time in Europe, but clearly it's just been working for him. And now, like, he is going to be the new king of the whip. Like, that guy has some serious style, so much swag, and he's so incredibly talented. And again, it's so scary to watch your buddies do stuff like that because you're just kind of at the edge of your seat holding on, hoping for the best, but hoping for them to get really gnarly too, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, well,
again, just congratulations, Ty. That's so sick.
Yeah, well, and Energy Cup's kind of crazy. It started out as this, it's just like kind of the Super Bowl of Supercross races, and then they start adding in this stuff, and and then it was just like demos and stuff like that. But Berryman, this is a guy who this is his year. Like 2017 is his breakout year for sure. Like I didn't see that coming. But then they had the Monster Energy duels, and I don't know if you saw that, but the duels, it was like a Gymkhana with off-road trucks. They had like Casey Curry and a bunch of Haley Deegan, Brian Deegan. RJ Anderson ended up taking the win there, but that was insane. I mean,
obviously
that whole win or that whole weekend, it's just crazy. And I want to go back real quick. I know we're going to talk about it more in hour number 2, but I think Jason Anderson summed it up. He was my dark horse, I might add, to win the whole thing. He ended up taking 3 second places. But he said they interviewed him afterwards, and he was all smiles, and they're like, man, you're smiling, you got second. And he's like, man, I got to give it to Marvin. He's like, I had nothing for the guy. He checked out. He's like, I consider myself one of the best. There was no way I was catching him. And for Jason Anderson to say that, like, that's a statement right there. Like, Marvin was on another level.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, I don't think anybody really expected it. Like you said, I thought there was going to be some more battles. I thought, obviously everybody knows that Marvin has so much potential, and he has, he's done his fair share of, the work to know that he deserves to be on top. But I just didn't know that he was going to be so far in front of everybody and just be such a clean, smooth rider. Like, he is really paving that way as the new Ryan Dungey, that king of the locomotive, the smooth sailor, no mistakes, flawless. Like, Marvin's always been there, but now, he's a little bit more seasoned on the 450. He's been putting more, time in on that bike. He really was. He's a lot smaller of a guy. Like, the 450 is a lot of bike for him, and I knew once he figured it out that he was going to be there, but I just didn't know he was going to be as dominant as he was. And I think this really goes to show what type of season we're looking forward to. And, the 2018 Supercross, KTM's going to be on top again. Dungey may be out, but Marvin's in. Yeah,
well, and I think I posted on Twitter as soon as that final race was over, and I meant this like in a way, and everybody's like, well, what do you mean? But I just put Marvin has arrived. And that's not to say he hasn't been there, but like that was his statement, like, hey, I'm the dude. I can carry the torch for KTM, because everybody was wondering, like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I think that was Marvin's statement right there. Like, look, I can carry the torch. I can be the face of a franchise. It's go time. And, like, to me, that was what that whole, the whole Energy Cup was Marvin making a statement like, look, I can carry the torch for Dungey. We got no problems.
Yeah, no, I think Marvin is a little, like, I think he's going to be a lot different than Dungey in the course of, on the athlete or image side, because Dungy is kind of the good old American. He's on the box of Wheaties. Like, what else can you say? And like, what other type of
America?
He's on the
America.
Okay, he is Dungy is about as interesting as breakfast cereal. Like, the good, wholesome, best meal you're supposed to have in the morning, right? Like, you can't complain about the breakfast cereal. It is the best, but, it might not be the most fun. Like, Marvin is at late night 3 a.m. nachos. Like, you never know what you're going to get. And he's always such a character on the podium. He's a character and a half, and him and Mathilde, like, they just make such a cool team, and he brings such a different vibe and energy, I think, to the KTM team that he really is a unique character, and he's kind of like those Trey Kennards and, Chad Reed, these big personalities that you just can't help but love them. Like, he's just a great dude. He's super cool, and he's hilarious. When he gets on the podium and opens his mouth, he's the funniest person ever. I love listening to his interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah, I compared Marvin to late night nachos at 2 a.m. because that's how cool he is.
Yeah.
And he's like one of my favorites. So.
Yeah, he's... That's one we got to save that quote. That's like quote of the year material right there for sure. But we got to go to a sharp break. Before we do, got to give a shout out. We got our next guest, Scott Speed, coming up in this next segment. Scott taking the GRC championship 3 in a row for him. Tanner Faust, his teammate, taking the win, but not the war. That went to Scott. And then I got to give a big shout out. Our good friend Courtney Force, her sister Brittany Force, taking the big win in Top Fuel over the weekend. Man, the Force girls are making a statement in NHRA, but we're going to be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you, but you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? DirtFish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle. DirtFish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, DirtFish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, DirtFish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit DirtFish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from DirtFish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at DirtFish Rally.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show. Available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Man, we've got the man of the hour been hanging out in the queue. Welcome to the line, Scott Speed. How is everything going, my friend?
Oh, it's going great. How you guys doing?
Doing good. I was trying to think back, and I was like, man, I can't remember if we caught up with you before the season started, or I know we did like last year, same time slot, same everything right after you clinched the championship last year, but it's almost to the point, and probably the year before that. I feel like, man, maybe every October we just need to book this slot and just plan on having Scott on air at this point. I don't know, man. 3 in a row, dude. That's pretty impressive, man. It's got to feel really good to be you right now.
Oh, God, it's been great. It's been a great last couple days. I was able to, funny enough, take my girls to Disneyland yesterday, which was awesome. I mean, I literally lived the whole I'm going to Disneyland thing in real life, and it was just as magical and spectacular as you would imagine.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing. People win the Super Bowl. I'm going to Disneyland. They win the NBA championship. I'm going to Disneyland. I mean, you win the GRC championship. It's right down the road. You say, I'm going to Disneyland. That's got to be a really special Disney trip to be able to do that, to say that and go there. Like you said, it had to have been just a little bit more magical just because, you know what I mean? It's kind of what you do when you win a big championship, right?
Yeah, it was great with the kids because we didn't tell them what we were doing at all, and they – basically made it all the way to the front gates before they realized what was happening, and when they, just to see how happy they were when they got there, and it was awesome. It was definitely the biggest reward of the weekend. And yeah, what can I say? It's been a great year, a lot of work, a lot of effort, and it's like this huge weight is now lifted, and we can all relax at least for a couple of months.
Yeah. Well, and I gotta say, man, I mean, it's funny because going into this, and and Tanner's a good friend of mine too. But you guys are teammates. But what people don't realize, I mean, it was like at LA. I mean, gloves were off. You guys were competing. Tanner wanted that title. You know what I mean? So a lot of people go, oh, it's teammates and this and that. But I mean, you guys are as much friends, but you're competitors on the track. When that flag drops, there's no team orders. There's no this or that. I mean, Scott and Tanner, you guys are banging doors and racing.
Well, yeah, of course. That's why we're race car drivers at the end of the day. But and I think that's what we share in common, right? So it's more of a mutual respect than anything that we have because we're both competitors, we're both racers, and that's the way it is. And the fact that we're teammates just means we end up just let's say working together more collectively for the benefit of both of us.
Yeah. Well, and here's a question. I mean, because when this car launched a few years ago, I mean, it was competitive right out of the box. But I look and I see, M Sport, what they brought in a couple of years ago. I mean, Subaru, we know how much money Subaru's spending. And I mean, they're putting a ton of time and R&D into these cars. But you guys continually, I mean, you've got everybody targeting you guys, and somehow, you know what I mean, Andretti Volkswagen, you guys continue to push the limits of this car, and as everybody else is, getting faster, you guys are too. I mean, do you think that a lot of that comes down to, I mean, I look at your background and I look at Tanner's, and they're both very different. I mean, do you feel like that really works well for you guys as a team because – of your diverse backgrounds, you can help develop this car even further because it's, you guys have such a different knowledge set, in your past?
Well, I think that, ultimately, I've been in professional motorsports almost my whole life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Since the age of 19 and moving to Europe, I raced at the highest level of motorsports for year after year after year. And, that experience, no doubt, has a profound effect. And when you combine that with the, Volkswagen Motorsports in Europe and the success they've had with their rally cars over there in the WRC, that's a very big worldwide stage that they've dominated on for years. You take Andretti's expertise here in the States and the good engineers we have here in town, and you put it all together and you're able to adapt something for rallycross that is then, for the last couple of years, pretty unbeatable.
Yeah. Well, and talking about your career and, you talk about moving to Europe at 19, I mean, is there ever a point where you sit back and you kind of look at the big picture? Because, I mean, here you were, you were a young guy, you made it into Formula One. I mean, that's everybody's dream, right? I want to be a Formula One driver. Scott Speed did that. I mean, you've checked that box, and at some point you're like, all right, I'm a Formula One driver. I've made it. And now you look back and you look at your career arc, and I think your career is so much bigger now. I mean, with Rallycross, and I mean, this is something where nobody even saw it coming. I mean, but do you feel like there was that call or that email you got for Brazil, and do you feel like that was, I mean, such a massive turning point, that one event down there in Brazil with X Games for your career, right?
There's no question, but make no mistake, Formula One is still leaps and bounds miles more important to me than any other. I mean, you can't compare anything to Formula One. It's the only real, true global motor racing in the world. It is so much bigger than everything else. That'll always have its own box, let's say. Yeah. Since moving back to the States and having the experience I had in NASCAR and being able to live that life for many years, to be able to get the call and to come over and do something like this, which is probably more my personal style, has been great just because it fits really naturally for me. I grew up in California. I grew up watching the X Games. The fact that I had even the opportunity to compete in X Games was a huge honor for me. And to think that I have 3 X Games gold medals is crazy. And it's something that's, definitely holds a very special place in my heart. And I think more than anything, I just feel comfortable and happy in this place because it's natural for me, and it starts with my team. I have a great relationship with Michael. I think we have such similar personalities, and having a team owner that's gone through such a similar path to myself is great. It's super easy. And look at my sponsors, Circle K, Oberto, Rockstar, stuff that I use every day regardless. So it's very easy for me to fit with those brands. It's very easy for me to represent those brands, and it's just a great situation all around. And these races and these cars they're a blast to drive. They're very multidimensional. And if anything, I just feel the most at home with what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Well, and that being said, I mean, obviously, I know you've done a little bit of Formula E with Andretti. I mean, Andretti, they've got, vehicles in so many different series. It's such a massive organization and really on a global scale at this point, But, I mean, is it, I know you're very happy in GRC, but is there ever that itch to do NASCAR or to try your hand at IndyCar, I mean, any of that? Or are you just really, really happy with where you're at in your Rallycross career?
The greatest thing about what I have right now is I can fill in any of the slots that Andretti has at any given time. I think that from a full-time perspective, it's important to keep, something as a priority and something to focus on. But when there comes those opportunities that I need to jump into a Formula E car to sub in for a few races, I have the ability to do that and love that opportunity. When it comes to IndyCar, I'd love to get in one on a road course, but I will never drive one on an oval. So that kind of limits any real proper opportunities with the IndyCar program. But when it comes to other stuff, it's cool to have, opportunities to step into different types of cars. And there's no question in the future there will be more of that.
Yeah. Well, and, let's go back to Rallycross. Obviously, 3-time champ now. I mean, your wins total is up there. I'd like to look, too, at a global stuff when you start counting RX. I mean, you got to be one of – I don't care if it's the United States or Europe. You've got to be one of the winningest Rallycross drivers. I haven't looked at the totals from Europe, so I can't really go there yet. But your name's got to be in consideration with, the best of the best there. But, where do you go from here? I mean, 3-time champ. I mean, going into next year, I mean, obviously you guys and Andretti got a lot of momentum going into this offseason, but how do you keep pushing the limits there? I mean, what keeps that drive going when you've got 3 championships?
Probably insane amount of competitiveness and drive, just personally. I don't know. All that stuff comes easy, really. I think that's why I do what I do. It's not a challenge. It's just my natural personality.
Yeah. So off season, I mean, obviously, Disneyland that just happened. What's the off season look like for you? I mean, I know you got to have some fun with some RC cars and such. I mean, what's the next couple of months bring for you guys?
Yes. off season will be split between the RC track and my bicycle. I've been training the last 6 months pretty well on the old bike, and I got a couple of races planned out this year. So I will be competing in another form of human-powered racing this off season, which is I'm really looking forward to. And then, of course, we have the RC track, which this winter, will be packed with a bunch of friends and guys. We actually have a really big race, I think it's December 2nd, where we got like 350 people from all over the country coming through. So between the RC car and my bicycle, I will be continuing to race all year long.
Yeah, well, and bicycle, I don't think a lot of people realize, to step into that, because a lot of people ride bicycles, but I don't think they realize what it takes to be competitive riding a bike. That's a whole different form of training that you've got to do and put your body through to be competitive there.
It's just hours, man. It's just hours. It's no different than anything to be successful. And you work harder and smarter than everybody else, then you do well.
For sure. Well, I appreciate the time, Scott, man. Congratulations on the championship. Looking forward to seeing you next year back in GRC. And, good luck. Have some fun this offseason, I guess.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, Scott.
Ciao, ciao.
All right, that was Scott Speed, your 3-time GRC champ, back-to-back. I guess they call that the three-peat. The Los Angeles Lakers call that the three-peat. But great catching up with Scott and our good friends there at Andretti Autosport, Class Act organization. Always fun catching up with them. We're going to take a short break. We come back. Lindsey Hayes, she's on the line here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty Radio Show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'd like to welcome my next guest to the line, Lindsey Hayes with Destination Polaris, somebody that I would say spends more time in a razor than I do, and that's a pretty big statement. But welcome to the line, Lindsey.
Thank you, Jim. It's so nice that you're having us. And I don't know, it's hard to compete with you. You spend a lot of seat time in those razors as well. But, yeah, it's a tough life we live, isn't it?
Yeah, right. They call it the razor life, and I think, there's a handful of us, you, myself, RJ, Renner. I just we're always, it seems like, somewhere at an event or in a razor. And it's really a blessed life. I can't complain, right? These are amazing vehicles, and we get to spend, 9 times out of 10, in one. It's pretty fun.
That it is. And I can't say enough about it, but that's, I think, the really cool thing that Polaris has tried to strive for is really create this atmosphere of #Razor Life, but also #Team Razor. And I think that that's the one thing that I notice everywhere we go at so many of these events, that it is one big happy family. And sometimes, we need more positivity and things like that. So it's always fun when we get to see everybody at the event, and it is one, we always have a good time together. So.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And, and it just, I guess the entire razor, culture, razor life. I go to Glamis, I can go anywhere in the country, and and razor people come up to me and they want to talk razors, you know what I mean? And look, I did this to my razor. What do you think about this mod? I got this new part. I did this. I went on this trail ride. To me, it's amazing. It's an entire culture around this brand. And I don't think that we talk about that enough, at least on this show. We talk about the athletes and things like that, but there really is this entire cultural movement in off-road about razor life. And it's to me, it's remarkable to be surrounded by so many people from, all areas of the country who can come together and really have so much fun out there in these razors out in the outdoors.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. And I think it's nice too that you see how many different demographics it kind of reaches. Obviously, you've got the racer lifestyle where they, put these razors to the ultimate test. And, whether that's desert racing or it's short course racing, you really get to see the machine work at its best there and see these guys have fun and really compete, And then I love being able to tell stories in Destination Polaris of, yes, the racers, but also then the families that love to get in a 4-seat razor and go on a joyride for a weekend and teach their kids and bring their kids up to also love the razor life. And so, I think that it's cool that we have all, I also had a farmer tell me that it's not just the rangers out there wrangling up the cattle, it's the razors and the rangers working together to do that. So, it transcends all different demographics across the country, and it's pretty cool, to see that.
Yeah, well, and it's funny you mentioned that because, I've got my wife's side of the family. They're farmers from Minnesota, and I go back there all the time and, spend time on the farm. And like you said, they've got the Rangers there for the workhorse, and then they've got the General, that serves its own purpose. And then, and then my nephews, they've got the Razors, and it's you go to this farm and they literally have a fleet of Polarises and all of them serve their own specific purpose. And I think, and I think that's what's really cool is you can see one family and you can see how each model in the Polaris lineup, serves its purpose for them. And I think that's what's really cool. There's something for everybody with Razor.
Yes, that there is.
Yeah. So I know you. We talk about all this fun we're having and meeting all these people. But I know we ran into each other at Sand Sports, and that was kind of. I know I've been going crazy all over the country. You've been going crazy all over the country. Sand Sports was kind of the big kickoff for me. I guess that and Heydays up there in Minnesota. But you've been pretty much on a bender for the past month or so, right?
Yeah, the fall is a blur. No, it's a good time. We this is the heart of our filming season. We are fired up. 2018 is going to be our best season yet for Destination Polaris. And so we are hitting the ground running, pretty much flying all over the place. Jared is filming this week. I am filming next week, and then both of us are filming the week after that. And so our new season will kick off the first of the year. And so, this is our go time for getting all of those shows filmed and ready for the start of the new season.
Yeah, well, and I know we ran into each other at Sand Sports, and I want to talk about that because this was like, that trade show specifically, it started out like years ago as almost like a sand rail type of thing. But I walk around there now, and you don't see too many sand cars. It's literally become like the Polaris Razor trade show. Like, it's amazing. Like, every corner there's another Razor, and like, to me, that's, I know you've been out to Camp Razors before at Glamis and things like that, but to me, it's kind of crazy that, Polaris and Razor is, it's become an entire industry, even just in the sand market. You walk around that trade show, and I mean, my mind was just blown by some of the new products and aftermarket and the support that Razor's getting from that community.
Yeah, we were joking that we had found some little kids, and we were saying to them, all right, guys, go around and find as many Razors as you can and keep track and keep count. And it was really cute when all of a sudden they came back and they said they didn't know if they could count high enough. And so, yeah, it was really neat. And I think that's what's fun to see is that, we're now, Polaris is celebrating 10 years of Razor, and to see where it has come and where it is now, and to see just so many of, the brand is hot, and to see all of the aftermarket things that people want to do as well to their machines and all the partners that we work with, it's pretty cool. It really is. And I think that then you talk about how it's an exciting time right now. Obviously, Camp Razor Glamis is coming up. We just, got off of Camp Razor East. Jericho was awesome. The crowds keep getting bigger and bigger, and it's pretty cool just to see the hype and the off-road lifestyle is hot right now, and we love seeing that, and we hope that it continues to grow.
Yeah. Well, I know we had Camp Razor East. We've got Camp Razor, I guess, West coming at us over Halloween weekend there in Glamis. But not only that, I mean, you've been doing some awesome filming. I know you did something with Warfighter Made. What can you tell us about this upcoming season of Destination Polaris? What are you able to talk about that we're going to get to see you guys doing?
Yeah, well, we can say some things. We don't want to give it all away, you know what I mean? But I think we can't say enough about just Warfighter Made and also the different initiatives that Polaris is taking really to give back to our servicemen and women and veterans. And so we have some pretty awesome shows coming up that are going to fire people up with some great riding, but then also hit a tender spot as well and see how these machines can truly change the lives of people. So, some destinations that we're going to New Brunswick, we're going to Utah, we're down in Louisiana. We're going in search of some gators,
Nice.
And then also some awesome trails down there. And the best part is you're going to get to see all of the brand new 2018 machines in their glory. And so that's kind of cool for us. That's one of the perks of the job, as I like to say, is before sometimes the dealers and they get out to the public, we're already getting quite a bit of seat time in those. So that's kind of cool, and we'll feature a lot of that. So, we're going to Tennessee, and the list goes on and on. But it's going to be a cool season coming up.
Yeah, well, and I know you and I were both out, was it July, for the Polaris dealer show, and like you said, we got to drive the new Dynamics before anybody else had the chance, and I know those are just starting to kind of trickle out into the public, and talk about an amazing machine. I mean, once again, Polaris kind of reinventing the segment with this new electronically controlled suspension. it's got me really excited. You hear every single year I think you were interviewing me and I said it's like Christmas. You get to see what's under the tree, right? But it's the truth. It's like every single year, it's like, what is Polaris going to bring us this year? It's like they continue to innovate and elevate, and I think that's what's really exciting about being in our shoes, because we get to experience something new every year.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And with Dynamics, it was so fun out at that event just to see everyone's face light up. And then also, you and I also get to experience it. And I couldn't, believe it, where they were like, no, give her on those whoops and just do the difference. And I was just waiting to get jarred. And all of a sudden I was just like, wow, it really was a crazy comfort ride. And I couldn't get over, not skepticism isn't the word you want to use, but you didn't really know if there would be that big of a drastic change in feel while you rode. And man, it was quite a ride, and to get to experience that with the Diesel brothers and, RJ Anderson and all of these guys, Tanner Faust and everybody out there, and see that they also love the brand, and then to hear their funny reactions. I mean, boy, the Diesel brothers, they're like soundbite wonders. You never know what you're going to get, and they just crack you right up, Yeah,
they're full of liners. It's always fun being around those guys because you never know what's going to come out of their mouths. It's and if they keep them on all four wheels, that's even a bonus, right?
Yes. Well, I think Diesel Dave, I asked him about, the new Dynamics Active suspension. I said to him, okay, what was the ride like? And he's like, I was pretty much like riding a mattress through the desert. And I was just like, and then he goes off on a tangent, and I'm just like, wow, you just, that mind works in mysterious ways, in ways that I don't understand, but I love it. It is so great, Good guys. They really are.
Yeah,
so.
They're awesome. For sure. So I know you said 1st of January we got the new season, debuting. Where can people catch up with you? I know you're going to be around at some events the next month or so. Where are people going to be able to catch up with you at?
Well, I would say, life is a blur. So I only really know where I'm going to be for like the next week. And then when I look at November, I'll know that. So the best way I would say to keep up with me is to go on Facebook or on Instagram, and wherever I'm going to be, I always make sure to post it on there. So that's where you'll know, like, oh, coming up, this is next. And, and also, be sure to tune in. All of our 2017 season is up online. And so, if you haven't seen all of those shows, you can get caught up to date. And then obviously, the beginning of 2018 will be when we drop all of the new stuff.
Yeah, I heard a rumor StarCar might even make the TV show this next year. I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, we gotta work a little bit on that and see how it's going to get in there. But yeah, you guys are doing fabulous things with StarCar, and it's really cool to get to see the reaction from the videos of the people that get to experience that. And it's been a joy to kind of watch a lot of your videos and see how you've created that, and it's taken off. So that's cool.
We got to get you out in the car, even if it's just in testing or something. We got to get you out here to Arizona to go and drive it and stuff like that.
I want to do it. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah. So we'll have to set that up after the first year. When Jolene's out here, and we'll have some fun. We'll get you guys out for a day, and we'll go and have some fun just shredding razors or something. So, good stuff. Thanks a lot, Lindsey. I appreciate the time, and definitely I'm sure we'll run into each other in an event very soon.
All right, sounds good. And good luck with SEMA, Camp Razor West, and everything else you've got going on.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild, it's definitely going to be a wild couple of months, I think, all the way through Christmas for me. So definitely looking forward to the ride, though. Can't complain. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500 or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
$61,000 in guaranteed cash prizes. It's the Crazy Cash Harvest.
Swipe your club card daily to receive drawing entries for the grand finale on November 25th with 3 $5,000 drawings, and one winner will win $25,000.
Plus, every Saturday, $3,500 in guaranteed cash prizes. Drawings from 2 to 6 p.m. Just see the club for details.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Yeah.
Get ready to get in the holiday spirit. American Idol Season 5 winner Taylor Hicks. Live in concert Saturday, December 9th. Inside the showroom at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Doors open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Arizona time. General admission tickets $30. VIP tickets just $40. Tickets on sale now. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase inside the casino gift shop. Don't miss the Taylor Hicks Christmas Show.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water. Right on the money.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, kind of wrapping up hour number one, and it was one hell of an hour number one. Lindsey Hayes, Scott Speed, the man. But tons of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in, keeping it locked and loaded here. If you haven't already, going to ask you guys a bit of a favor. Obviously, I've got this show. Make sure and go over, if you're listening, however you listen, if you do me a favor, go over to iTunes and hit that subscribe button. That way it gets beamed right to your phone or iDevice, and leave a rating or a review. Definitely makes a big difference in helping us get this show out there and exposed. So please go over to iTunes, rate, review, subscribe. And my other show, Project Action on Podcast One, drops every Thursday. We've been having some killer guests on there. It's a mix of racing, action, sports, entertainment, music, a whole lot more. But, man, we've been killing it. Just did an interview with Eric Lamarck. He's got a new movie out called Six Below, Miracle on the Mountain. It's about a snowboarder who gets trapped in the backcountry. It's all true. And survives for 8 days in the wilderness fighting off wolves and everything else. So it was awesome to hear his story. Eric is literally the real guy. They got Josh Hartnett playing him in the movie, but he was the guy the story was based off of. Totally true, and good stuff, man. An awesome interview on Project Action, so you can go over to iTunes, rate, review, subscribe to that one as well. We got Tiffany Stone from Torque coming up. Frank Grillo, he's got a new movie called Wheelman dropping on Netflix this week. He's my guest this week. Actor Frank Grillo, you know him from the Purge series, Prison Break, and now lead of Wheelman. He's also a fighter from the Kingdom, but awesome stuff with him as well. So make sure and catch up on all the stuff on Project Action and the Down and Dirty Radio Show right over there on iTunes by hitting that subscribe button and leaving a rating and a review. And, some other stuff going on this weekend. Formula Drift, the finale at Irwindale, crowning a champ, and it was the send-off for FD at Irwindale, the last event at the House of Drift ever. I'm sure they'll have some Thursday night drifts still, but, Peter Week taking the win. We had Dai Yoshihara and James Dean rounding out the podium. Von Gittin Jr. and Frederick Osbo, a couple friends of mine, finishing up there as well, rounding out your top 5. But big shout-out to James Dean for his championship in FD this year, first ever championship. So good stuff. We're going to take a short break. We come back. Lots more coming at you on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
You're listening to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. All killer and no filler.
All right, welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. We're rolling right into a DirtFish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at DirtFish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And, man, I'm heading up to DirtFish twice in the next couple months. Looking forward to that. It's always a fun time up there at the Fish. And if you want to go to the Fish, 15% off any class. Just use the coupon code JBDirtFish when you check out, and they will keep you dialed in with some discounts. And if anybody wants to go up in December, I've got a big group. We're doing a 3-day up there. And I'm inviting all you listeners. If you want to go, you can. We've got a reduced, a slightly reduced rate, I think. I don't know. You have to check with DirtFish on that. But we're going to have some celebrity drivers: Jolene Van Vute, Sarah Price, myself. I think Robbie Pierce, the trophy truck driver, owner Impact. We're all going up there together in a big group, and I'm going to invite some of you fans out. So if you want, DM me on social media if you want to go, and I'll give you the details and get you locked in at DirtFish. It's not on their website. It's a private deal, but I'm inviting you listeners to go. So if you want to and you're serious and you're not a tire kicker and you got some money, it ain't free. I'm just saying it. But you guys are more than welcome to come with me. So definitely hit me up. Let me know. And I would love to have you guys up there. Yeah, DirtFish Rally Report, man. It's a short one this week. It was the GRC finale in Los Angeles. Not a doubleheader. It was a single header, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But Tanner Faust, he took the win. And Scott Speed barely edging out Tanner for that championship. He finished up in second. And Subaru, Patrick Sandell finishing up in third on the podium. What a solid finish for Subaru. You got to be fearing Subaru going into 2018, man. They are on a roll. Cabot Bigham and Steve Arpin, my boy Arpin, he will be on air next week right here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show. He's finished up in the top 5. Amazing privateer effort by him this year. Connor Martell getting the big win for the DirtFish. He took the win. Alex Keys, Christian Brooks rounding up your top 3 in lights. So your championship, it was Speed, Faust, Arpin, Erickson, Mitchell DeYoung, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it was Cyril Raymond with the championship, followed by Christian Brooks and Travis Picoy in the lights. That was your DirtFish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at DirtFish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of RZR vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a RZR 170 like me, take the entire family out in a RZR XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new RZR XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris RZR. Check out the full Polaris RZR lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? DirtFish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at DirtFish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Get ready to get in the holiday spirit. American Idol Season 5 winner Taylor Hicks. Live in concert Saturday, December 9th. Inside the showroom at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Doors open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Arizona time. General admission tickets $30. VIP tickets just $40. Tickets on sale now. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase inside the casino gift shop. Don't miss the Taylor Hicks Christmas Show.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver here, and right on cue, my good friend Joe Duncan calling in. Going to talk a little bit about Terracross here in this Optimus segment. Terracross obviously runs UTVs and Polaris RZRs, and our good friends at Optimus Starters, you know what? They start every Polaris RZR in the Terracross Championship. So, Joe Duncan, welcome to the show, my friend. How's everything going, buddy?
Well, hello there, Jim Beaver. Things are going all right. I'm loading up some parts up at K2 Motorsports and hauling down all of our Sedona tires and wheels, our Walker Evans wheels and GVC tires, and we're getting ready for a little Halloween Terracross bash at ERX Motor Park here in Elk River, Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going to call it Halloween Havoc. That sounds better. That used to be like an old wrestling pay-per-view.
Like
I'm going to call it Halloween Havoc.
I like it.
Oh man, I'm looking.
What it is out on the Terracross course, isn't it? A little Havoc.
Yeah, I think it Terracross Halloween Havoc. I think it got a good ring to it there. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited because I just like Elk River. I like ERX Motor Park. This event. Like I just stoked to race in Minnesota. You could have every round in Minnesota, and I'd be fine with it. But yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I know we've been waiting to make this announcement, but it's out there. Terracross racing this weekend at ERX Motor Park there in Elk River. Same place that hosts the Torque Series. Same place that has Carlson Motorsport. We had the Winter X Games qualifier there earlier I guess at the end of last year. But an amazing facility. I know this is in your backyard, Joe Duncan. But any fans want to come out? What's the scoop on that? I know there's lots of seating. Is it free? Is it a charge? What's the word?
Free to any fans that want to come out. We have a $5 suggested donation at the gate for Pink Ribbon Riders Association and the local food shelves. Otherwise, free, and come in costume. That's the full-on Halloween Havoc, Halloween Bash, and we got all kinds of prizes. We got a set of Walker Evans wheels. We got a set of Fox shocks we're giving away, all given away on site. Just 11 to 5 on Saturday, October 21st here. We've got almost the entire crew from Heydays coming. We do have a special thing, though, Jim Beaver, and I think it's going up this afternoon, but we have an open spot. We have an open spot for a man or a woman to come race Terracross. And if you watch the Terracross Championship social media coming up, they're going to be giving away a spot to come and race at Terracross this weekend. We had two, I think, vehicles open up for the weekend, and we're going to give something back to the fans and other racers out there to try and come and have some fun with us here at Terracross.
Oh, that is rad, man. You know what? I'm hoping I'm going to have to text him because he's always laughing and he said he'd be horrible in a razor, but I think it'd be fun, and he's from that area. But I think I'm going to get Kyle Pauline. I got to get Kyle to try and throw his hat in the ring because I want to bang doors with Kyle Pauline. And he's always laughing, and he's a fun guy. Those of you listening, and you know Kyle Pauline, Red Bull athlete, Team LaValle rider, good friend of mine, good friend of the show. But he's always said he'd be a squirrel in a razor. Well, I think it's time to find out.
Get him to register. We're going to do a drawing, I think, on Thursday, and we're going to have a spot open to bring somebody new in. And again, that's the cool thing about these Polaris Razors, the XP1000s, the turbos. Anybody can drive them. These are a spec vehicle. This is something you go in your dealership, your showroom floor. You add all the accessories you want on their cool new digital display board that you can actually design your machine right there on site. All those accessories get put on, and that's the same thing we do at Terracross. It's that machine that you can go buy from a showroom floor, and we go right to the racetrack with it, and we put these things through hell, as you know, and you're one of them putting them through hell, and they last, and they come back, and they just keep on going and going and going, and that's why we're able to do what we do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, here's a question, too. I know Terracross TV fires up later this month, but as far as Elk River, the track, and this is me not only wearing the radio hat, but the driver hat. I know we're racing on the motocross track there, which it's awesome. That's where snow bike is raced. It's where obviously they have dirt bikes race. I'm sure snowmobiles race there as well. Is it going to be a modified track, or are you guys bringing in some of the crazy Terracross features, or are we going to be, the moto track there is really nice as it is. It'd be great for running UTVs, but
yeah. Jim Beaver, how long have you known us now? We don't do anything easy at Terracross. We're not going to give you something easy. Come on now. We're going to throw everything at the book at you. Derek and the crew out at ERX have already done a great job of prepping the track, and we've got some obstacles all in place. The nice thing is we have some link there, so there's some good long straightaways with some great tabletops, some doubles. No triples, so we're gonna make it easy on you that you make the whole race. We're gonna have our Sedona tire Ripsaw Ridge. We got the Fly Racing finish line, the Optimus starter area, the E3 spark plugs hole shot. We got it all. Walker Evans Whoops, the Fox Proving Grounds. It's all gonna be there, ready to race. It's gonna be a great day. Weather all week is awesome. So hopefully she rolls right through the winter or right through the weekend like this with some great weather for us. She's 60 some degrees up here, 65 degrees and sunny. It's gorgeous up here.
Nice. I can't wait, man. That's what's funny about Minnesota. It's a crapshoot, especially in October. You don't know if you're going to have a blizzard or if you're going to have, weather where you want to be on the lake. You just never know with Minnesota in October. It's like the weird month of the year for you guys.
We've had it all. Halloween storm, the late 1990s there. Halloween storm, 3.5 feet of snow.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, Joe. it's going to be a fun weekend, man. The finale, we got a doubleheader going down on Saturday. We've got seeding and qualifying on Friday. Fans can follow Terracross social media channels, or all the athletes will be posting up pictures all day long. And then we got a big party afterwards. I'm like, man, Joe is feeling pretty excited about things, throwing a big Halloween bash afterwards. I'm like, man, we're going all out for this one, Joe Duncan.
Yeah, I think you remember what we did last year at North Carolina. We had to figure a way to top that, and I think we did. Our friends over at Friendly Buffalo, who is our bar and restaurant at ERX, they have a live band, and we have shuttles for all the crew and drivers and everybody to go up there. And, again, Halloween costumes. Just going to have a good time, wrap up the 2017 season, and get after that 2018 season with the four-wheel jamborees and Bon Air Corp, the family events, and get ready to kick some ass in 2018.
Yeah, well, and I know as soon as Terracross gets done, I'm like, man, we've got a ton of stuff. I mean, things are just getting fired up for you and I. I mean, the Terracross season wraps up. I think I've got to be to Studio City to do some TV the Monday after Terracross. I fly in to Arizona Sunday. Monday I got to be in Studio City. Turn around the next weekend, we got Camp Razor. The following week, we got SEMA. It's going to be a heck of a few weeks.
Yeah, we got a Terracross booth out at SEMA this year, and we're super excited to be out there and get to meet with obviously a ton of our partners have booths and are at SEMA. So just be great to have a location we can hang out with them at and meet up, and just excited to get that SEMA show rocked out.
Yeah, and I know we're going to be doing live radio with Terracross one of the days at SEMA. You and I haven't figured that out yet, but I do know we're taking this show to SEMA, so that ought to be a good time. We got lots of stuff in the pipe, Joe.
Yeah, buddy, let's do it. We'll see you this weekend, Jimmy.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Joe.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, that was Joe Duncan, the man behind the Terracross Championship. We're racing at Elk River this weekend. Definitely, if you're in the Minnesota area, come out, say hey, say what's up, watch some great racing. And, hey, they're giving away a seat for a race in a Razor. Check out Terracross' social media this afternoon for more info. We'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? DirtFish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at DirtFish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Get ready to get in the holiday spirit. American Idol Season 5 winner Taylor Hicks. Live in concert Saturday, December 9th. Inside the showroom at the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Doors open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Arizona time. General admission tickets $30. VIP tickets just $40. Tickets on sale now. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase inside the casino gift shop. Don't miss the Taylor Hicks Christmas Show.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver joined here with my partner in crime, Miss Amy Hood. How's everything going, Amy?
Hey, everything is doing pretty awesome. Beautiful day here up north. And yeah, I mean, I'm talking to you. What can I say?
Oh, life is good when you're talking to me, right?
Oh.
No, we've had an interesting show. I know, obviously, you did the opening segment. We had Lindsey Hayes on from Destination Polaris. That was all good. But Scott Speed, he made the prediction. We've had him on 3 years in a row now, right? The Tuesday after the GRC finale. And he's 3 for 3 in the last 3 years. So he said, just go ahead next year. He texted me after the show, and he said it on air. He's like, just go ahead next year, book the Tuesday after the GRC finale for me because I'm going to be a 4-time champ. So we got predictions from Scott Speed that he's winning the whole thing in 2018 and to book the show. And then we get Joe Duncan on last segment. I called out on the show. I called out Kyle Pauline from Team LaValle and told him to get his butt to Elk River because I want to bang doors with him in a Razor. So I'm waiting for Pauline's response, but I haven't heard it yet. But he says he'd be a squirrel in a Razor, so he's always been kind of nervous to race one. So I don't know. Stuff's getting interesting. Matt, we had a shout-out for us during the opening segment from a fan that said, they were laughing and said, Jim Beaver and Amy Hood have some energy on today's Down and Dirty Show. You guys are amped up. Love it. Hashtag the best duo in radio. So there you go, Hood. We're it's a fun show today. I'm just telling you, you're missing out on some shenanigans with this whole 9 to 5 thing.
I know. Well, pretty soon, I'll be heading back down to San Diego, and I'll be, I guess, monster trucking Thursdays to Mondays kind of lifestyle. I mean, that's kind of the job schedule that I like. But, yeah, I mean, I really like the fact that Scott, made he laid it all out there and already made that call. But for people who aren't, familiar, anytime someone comes on this show and makes a call to have them back on after their race, it's actually because they do win. So I do like to think that we're a little bit of good luck for these riders who are calling their predictions a little bit early and wanting to come on. So
yeah, last week.
You are wanting to win. Yeah.
Last week, Connor Martell, he comes on the show, does a 14-minute interview. You know what? Connor Martell won GRC Lights this past weekend. I'm serious. There's something magic about the show that we got going on. Like, it's crazy. It's been countless. Like, I can't even count how many times this year that's happened. It's crazy. It's just nuts, Amy. I don't know,
man.
Come
on the Down and Dirty.
Yeah,
Come on the Down and Dirty radio show if you would like to be a champion, because guaranteed you'll win your race next time.
Yeah.
And I'll bet some money on that. So all those top big boys out there. I mean, this is where you make it happen. In the gym, on the track, you got to come on Jim Beaver and Amy Hood Down and Dirty radio show.
Yeah. So, well, I think we're approaching this wrong with you and I. I think. You need to host one week when I need a win, and I need to call in, and you do the whole show, and I'll just call in as a guest for 12 minutes or 14 minutes. And then when you need a win in Monster Jam, you just call in as a guest for like 14 minutes for one show, and then maybe we'll win these events, right?
That's the best idea I've ever heard. Yeah, and even Colette comes on before for her first show, she wins.
Yes.
I like to think that we are the good luck charm. We are the official good luck charm. I'm dipping that. We need to make T-shirts.
Yeah, something, right? It's crazy. The good luck charms, yeah. But, yeah, it's been fun. Scott, great catching up with him. I know you and I caught up with him, I think it was earlier this year. Fun interview. But we've seen, like, his whole career arc now. It's been pretty fun. But I know I've been talking some GRC. We talked, you and I, to open things up, talked a little bit of Monster Energy Cup. It's a massive weekend. Heck, I mean, we had Red Bull Signature Series. We had Crandon on TV. That was that amazing event in Wisconsin. I think I texted you the entire event. Like, you need to be there at that one next year. It was so much fun. And then we had I was on X Games. World of X Games had the UTV World Championship as part of World of X Games. And so I was actually made some appearances on ABC on X Games TV this weekend. So it's a big weekend for motorsports on TV. So I don't know. It's like, where do we start?
And Jim Beaver, you're making a movie star debut. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I don't know, lots of fun, but yeah, I don't know. We got the Terracross finale this weekend, but going back to Monster Energy Cup, you and I kind of got started on things, and I want to talk about this, and then I want to talk about this coming weekend. We've been talking Monster Energy Cup a lot. Marvin's coming off of that, but we got Straight Rhythm this weekend, Hood. And we got CR22 on a 252 stroke. I mean, we got Ronnie Mack calling everybody out. This is crazy.
Yeah, I actually had the opportunity to go to Straight Rhythm 2 years ago. And, I mean, it's so different when you actually get to see it live and up close and actually walk the track. And, man, that track is vicious. It is gnarly. It's like concrete, too. So, I know Jordan Smith one year took a nasty digger, and that track is no joke. I mean, it's a little bit harder to see when you are there because it's endless. I sit at the Red Bull end in the Red Bull. They have a little Red Bull VIP where you can watch the finale, like come over the finish line.
Yeah.
But you cannot even see the drop off, and at the other end, it is incredibly long. But the TV, obviously the TV package does incredible justice. They have all the drones follow along, but man, I'm excited to see the two strokes in action. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see Ronnie Mack. I think he's on board a newer bike instead of riding his old vintage clapped out because he wants to make a name for himself, even bigger than it is, but he wants to win.
Yeah, I was going to say Ronnie Mack.
Have you had the chance to see the new Ronnie Mack video that has just been posted? Like 15 minutes long.
No, I didn't see that. I saw the one where CR22 sat down on Instagram and did a video basically telling Ronnie Mack to shut up. Like it was, Ronnie Mack, this dude, he better have his bike on point because he's been talking this game, and I don't know if anybody follows along on Supercross or Moto. You got to know who Ronnie Mack is if you're a Moto person, but Ronnie Mack is like this. Nobody knows who Ronnie Mack is. He's kind of like this. I don't know. He's Ronnie Mack, right? It's like this mysterious, crazy.
He's sponsored by PBR.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sponsored by PBR. Wears an open face helmet and some tractor pullovers, coveralls, and he just goes for it. And he used to do a lot of goon riding, and then the personality of Ronnie Mack got so big and so popular that now it's just the Ronnie Mack show. And he comes to autograph signings and the pit parties at Supercross. He made it to Straight Rhythm last year. It's no joke. He actually is an incredible rider. His goon riding is the best I've seen of all time. If you guys have the chance, go look up the Ronnie Mack goon riding videos. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I think that I'm really curious. I have no idea. How Tutu is going to be able to perform on a two-stroke. But obviously, that's where he started before there was four-stroke. He had many career championships on a two-stroke. I think that he might be the little dark horse here next weekend. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I have no predictions. I really do think that Jordan Smith, making his transition to 450s has been incredible. He did extremely good at Monster Energy Cup, and no one knew if he was going to stick on a 250 or 450. But I think Jordan is kind of coming back for some redemption at Straight Rhythm. So
yeah, here's a question for you. 250s, 252 strokes, and 454 strokes. Who is going to have the fast? Because they're not running against each other. Who's going to have the faster times?
I am not sure. I'm going to have to see how the track layout is.
Yeah.
I just kind of made my transition to a 252 stroke. So, people who can ride a two-stroke, incredibly good. Obviously, Jimmy Dakotas, huge two-stroke guy. CR22, he's going to be pretty dominant on it. But as for lap times, I don't know. I'm honestly not too sure. I'm four-stroke diehard for life. My two-strokes are just kind of my fun bike. I haven't really been able to master riding those fast. But, kind of competing up against it, I do think a 252-stroke would be able to definitely be right up there and right on top. So yeah. I guess we're going to have to find out this weekend and do some reporting back.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting storyline. I know Pastrana did it, 2 or 3 years ago, the very first straight rhythm. He entered it on a two-stroke, but it was a CR 500. Or it was a 500. Yeah, and when he backflipped the finish line. But Trav didn't really throw down times Trav was being Trav. He knew he didn't have a chance to win against Dungy and those guys, so he was just kind of screwing off, which, that's just...
A 500 is no competition for a 450 FE
yeah.
or 250 FE even. It's a lot of bite. I mean, Travis is a big guy, but a 500, I have a couple 500s, and they're for the ice because they're just nothing but power. And, a straight rhythm is all finesse and extremely technical. So I do think the two-stroke is going to have some positive advantages, but I don't know. I'm really not too sure. I hope that one and one get to go up against each other at one point. So.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting story to watch. That's for sure. I'm just excited for it. It's one of those two. You talked about the track, and we only got a minute left. But it's different. But the thing about this is like you said, it's punishing. And if you get out of rhythm just on one jump, you're done. And it's such a long. I don't know, it is a quarter mile, half mile long, but if you screw up in one spot and miss your hit or miss your, you're just done. Your momentum's gone and it's just it's wasted.
Yeah, and it's not like a supercross track where there's, a little bit of moisture in the dirt or, some tough block. There's tough blocks, but you're working down sides of concrete. The track is extremely, extremely dry and very hard packed to be able to, hold up for that long and that type of rhythm and action. But it's when watching that crash there when Jordan hit the ground, face first in one of the rhythm sections, oh my goodness, it was incredible. So just positive vibes. Hope everyone has a safe weekend. It's straight rhythm and I'm going to be very entertained, Jim. Okay, let's make a bet right now. 2-stroke or 4-stroke. I'm going 4-stroke.
I was going to say I'm going 4-stroke.
Okay, then I'll go 2-stroke.
Okay.
I'll go 2-stroke.
All righty. We got to take a short break. We come back. We got Sara Price on the line on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty Radio Show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500 or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, joined on the line by my good friend and sometimes, I guess, co-host Sara Price. How's everything going, Sara?
Good. How are you guys? Just getting ready for Tonopah.
That's what I was going to say. You got a big couple of weeks coming up. Bowing out at Terracross because you're going to go race a 6100 at Best in the Desert and then turn around and a couple weeks from now we got some fun stuff at Off-Road Hall of Fame. But you got to be pretty excited about this 6100 race, like a little bit of redemption, right?
Yeah, it's definitely going out there and getting some redemption. I'm beyond excited. I got the phone call just recently, and anytime I get to drive a truck is obviously heaven for me. So I'm just stoked for the opportunity, and yeah, it's going to be quite a busy month, going straight from pretty much Vegas back home, back to Vegas for almost a week.
Yeah, I got to ask, how was it, and I don't know if I've asked you this, but like the first time, because you've driven all kinds of race vehicles and stuff, but the first time you sat behind the wheel of that 6100 and you got to drive it, I mean, what was going through your mind? Like, I mean, how was that? Because I can't explain that to anybody who hasn't driven a trophy truck, even people that have driven rally cars and monster trucks and NASCARs and like all this other stuff. I'm like, you haven't driven anything until you've driven a trophy truck because it's so different. Yeah. I mean, what was your first? I mean, what were your expectations going into it? Because most people expect something that's totally different.
Man, I honestly couldn't even explain it. You know, it's something that's on so many people's bucket lists, and only I feel like, you know, a few in the world get the chance to ever actually get the chance to drive a machine that incredible. And I was on cloud nine, to say the least. But you know, of course, I put my head down, flip the switch, and it's go time. It's race time. So just focusing on trying to get used to the truck. Like, it was something new. I've never had a chance to, you know, race something similar to that. And so getting out of it, I thought the race was way too short. It needed to be way longer.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that, too, because it's like it is funny. It's like you can talk about anything off-road and people are like, But then you talk about a trophy truck, and it's like I went to the Indy 500, and here are these guys talking about legends of motorsport, guys that, you know, drive 230 miles an hour for a living. All they want to talk about is trophy trucks. It's like you mentioned you drive a trophy truck to anybody, and it's like you're immediately on their level. Doesn't matter how many Indy 500 wins they've won, or, you know, how many times they've gotten 300 miles an hour in NHRA or won the Daytona 500. It's like, you race a trophy truck, you're on their level. Like, it's just weird. Yeah. It's so funny, but it's just the truth.
It's so the truth. It's so funny because, you know, we've always going to places where people aren't familiar with off-road or any vehicles like that. Everyone is always like, oh, so you race, you know, off-road like trophy trucks? And I've never been able to say, yeah, like a trophy truck. But usually we're like, no, they're like, you know, side-by-sides or UTV all-terrain vehicles. And
then you have to explain this whole thing. But now me and Erica, we totally like, yep, exactly, the trophy trucks.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to be able to say that. But yeah, they're incredible machines. To be able to go 100 miles an hour over 4-foot bumps is pretty incredible.
Well, it's funny too because I was, I've had this conversation talking to Jolene before, and I'll be talking to people, and I'm like, it's hard, especially me, like going into the Razor, like I'm actually having to drive things, but like you see a whoop section, and I'll be like, oh yeah, we just go wide open over the top of this, and you talk, and people will be like, well, what are you talking about? I'll be like. It takes you a while to commit to that. It'd be like you when you used to race moto, and there'd be a gnarly whoop section, and you can roll through it, and or you can go half speed, and you're going to get all out of shape. And the fastest line through it's just to commit and skip over the top. And a trophy truck's that way. Like you got to get to that commitment level, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it is exactly like Supercross. You're coming up to a whoop section, and your mind is telling you everything but just give it more throttle. And the best thing you can do is just shift the gear up and get on top of them and skate instead of dipping in the holes. It's the same thing with the trophy trucks. The faster you go, the smoother the ride.
Yeah, exactly. So Tonopah coming up this weekend. I haven't quite looked at the entry list, but any idea where you're starting at?
I have no idea. Unfortunately, I didn't have word. I would be racing the truck when they did the entry draw, so I don't believe we're in the draw for anywhere in the top spot. Yeah. So we'll be starting in the back, I believe.
Yeah, the cool thing you'll learn about Tonopah, and it's one of my favorite races just from the actual track because it's all like it's seriously is all rally roads. There's some
really?
rough, but it's not a lot of rough. But I know, like obviously you've been doing the hill climbs, been down to Mexico and stuff like that. But it's a lot of rally type roads and like wide open, like technical mountain passes and things like that. So like I love it because it's really like just a lot of weight transfer and spinning the back of the truck around, and like it's not necessarily whoops, it's just really a lot of technical driving skill. So I think some of the rally stuff you've been doing I think is going to apply really, really well to what's going on in Tonopah.
Oh, that's exciting because I've never raced in Tonopah. I did Vegas to Reno, but we had an incident there where we hit a rock and it took us out of the race, and we never got to go that far to get to the sections where I think part of the track this next week would be on in Vegas to Reno. But, oh, my gosh, I'm excited to do some rallying then and switching back and getting it going pretty fast.
Yeah, I think you're going to be amped on it. Going back, I don't know how much we can talk about it. I mean, I know obviously it's been over social media, but you went down to Mexico with the Hoonigans and did some stuff down there. That's going to be pretty exciting, huh?
Man, I have to say it was honestly one of the best times of my life. We got to take the Fiat 124 rally car up San Pedro, which at the top there's an observatory, and this hill climb is 20 miles long. So usually a hill climb is about 6 to 7 miles, or, you have Mike's Peak. But, it was quite insane, and it was really incredible. Reese Millen was there with us, so he kind of came on to drive the other car and also mentor me. And Erica was actually reading me rally notes for the very first time. So I never had the chance to go off of them. And so it was my first time doing it, and we were going about 125 in this car. So it was pretty intense.
Yeah, that sounds gnarly. So I know, obviously you've been doing all this racing this year. We got so much to talk about. Like I'm trying to cram it all into this segment. We got Off-Road Hall of Fame to talk about, but then I've been watching on social media. You and I have talked about this, but you're sponsoring a women's race at Elsinore Grand Prix in November, right?
Yeah, I'm beyond excited to, kind of give back a little bit, like put some hard work into the hat for someone else to kind of get the glory and a couple bucks. So it's going to be fun. I already know of at least 8 to 10 girls already signed up, and we're still at least a month out. So it's going to be a great race, honestly. It's going to be really cool to get, women out there and just get their feet wet and kind of get them started in racing, and then also have the veterans come out, and, everyone gets a little piece of the pie.
Yeah, you got that going on, and then Robbie, man, in your backyard, he just dropped a big announcement. They're racing super trucks there in Elsinore too. Like it's gonna be a big couple of months there for people in Elsinore.
I know. I told Robbie a while ago. I was like, man, like Storm Stadium would be great, and then it finally happened. And I texted him congratulations, and he's like, you gotta come out and race it. And so yeah, maybe I can hopefully come up with some funding to get back into stadium trucks.
Well, I was just looking at that, and I talked with him the other day, and he's like, you got to come out and everything. And I was like, well, I know you, me, and Jolene, we got this like trip planned to DirtFish with a bunch of other off-road people that's not really public now, but it is now, I guess. But I was looking like we get done on Friday, and I'm like, man, we're all going to have to take the flight to Elsinore from Seattle or to LAX, and so we can go to Stadium Super Trucks like that evening and then on Saturday or something. Like I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cram all this stuff in. It's going to be a fun week.
It's a crazy few months. I feel like that with SEMA, too. We have the Off-Road Hall of Fame, and then followed by Baja 1000 qualifying, and then SEMA. And it's going to be just one thing after another. And, yeah, it's just a lot of racing and fun stuff. DirtFish, when we have that trip, that's going to be such a good time. And, yeah, then get home to hopefully watch some stadium trucks.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm dragging Robbie Pierce and Kelly up there from Impact, and I'm like, Matt Martelli's coming out, and me, you, and Jolene, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be a fun bunch. I think we're gonna have a ton of fun. So yeah, that's going on, and then we got to talk about Off-Road Hall of Fame though. Last year, you get one of, I guess they're calling them the Impact Awards this year. It was Rising Star last year.
Yeah, the Impact Awards.
Impact Awards this year, and now you're the host. You and Ricky Johnson. I mean, that's got to feel pretty special. Get an award last year, and they go, we're gonna make you the hostess. I guess can't say hostess, right? Is that right? I don't know. How am I supposed to say this, Bryce?
I think it's so Ricky Johnson's the official host, and then I'm helping him co-host.
Okay.
So it's going to be quite a night. I've never hosted an event that large. Usually, I'm on the other side of things, but it's going to be quite an interesting role reverse and really cool to kind of see so many names be chosen for the Impact Awards and also the inductees this year. It's going to be just a great night full of a lot of talent, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I know you and I were, I guess this announcement's to come out, so I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but I know they've got like the silent auction, they've got the Off-Road Hall of Fame. I know this radio show, and you'll be co-hosting with me part of it. We're going to be doing like a pre-show prior to the actual Off-Road Hall of Fame induction there, but that'll be live streaming online, and I think on a few networks they'll pick us up for that. I don't know, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. Should be a ton of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And for anyone out there, if you haven't taken a look at the Impact Awards, there's 6 different categories, and you have the chance to vote and get to choose who wins. And there is quite a tricky hat full of names out there, so it's going to be quite a hard one to pick who takes the reins in all of those categories.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about this. I mean, Off-Road Hall of Fame, nominations are open. Anybody can nominate. And then they've got the Impact Awards, and anybody, as long as you are a member, which I think only costs like $10 or $20, can basically vote on the Impact Awards. So one thing I like about Off-Road Hall of Fame is it's totally driven by the off-road community, whether it be the Impact Awards or the nominations for who ultimately gets selected into the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's 100% from the off-road community. So it's not like there's somebody up there sitting on a pedestal who anoints somebody, you know what I mean, and they're all of a sudden in the Hall of Fame. Like, it's literally chosen by us, and I think that's what makes this Hall of Fame so special.
It really is, and that is another point that is really awesome. And it's not only just chosen by us; it's ran by people in the industry who are still racing avidly. So it is. It's really cool, and it's totally, what it's about is about us just having a good time in the industry and giving credit to those who have made such an impact and brought it to another level.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I feel like I wish we were, you, me, Jolene, and James had such a good time there at the last Terracross event. Like, I'm kind of bummed that we're all going to be having all this fun without you, but you're going to be Tonopah racing trophy trucks. We're going to be, or 6100s. We're going to be in Minnesota racing UTVs, and I'm sure we'll all be texting each other in that big group text we've got going on, like all weekend long, right?
Oh, but that text message group just makes me laugh.
Holy
but I
crap.
love it. I'm so excited to see you guys rip it up, and I'm sad that I won't be joining you guys in my Hoonigan UTV, but hopefully we'll have someone else out there racing it.
Yeah, we gotta get all that. We gotta get my boys at the Hoonigans and Ashley. We gotta get them. We gotta figure out some like project where we get them all for a weekend out and like razors and I don't know. I got all these ideas floating around in my head. I gotta jump on a call with them at some point. We gotta get them like tied into a bunch of fun that we're having, I think.
We got to get them more in the dirt. It's so funny because I've come into their world where it's more street, and they laugh at me so much because of my terms, and it's just a whole different world. Like the way they say things or say things about certain things, it's different than in the off-road. And we even had someone come out to the dunes with us, Vin, who's one of the head guys over there, and he was like, "Wait, what does that mean?" And I was like, "Oh, so." You know how I say dirt and street? Well, that's just a different form of dirt. And they're like, "Oh, okay, got it." But it's pretty cool.
It's the rally terms are tarmac and gravel. I've been taught that, right? Tarmac and gravel. It's not dirt and asphalt or dirt.
Tarmac, gravel, there's road course, there's all kinds of stuff. I'm sticking to street.
Yeah. I'm making a prediction right now, and if he's listening in, I'm going to text him after this. But Hurt for Terracross 2018. We need Hurt in Terracross 2018. I'm saying it, man. That would be ideal right there. We can get the Hurt back.
Maybe we need Hurt just to fill in my cars next weekend.
Oh, dude, do it. Like, seriously, they would put him in the women's division just because. That would be rad. Like,
I can only imagine that.
Oh, man. I got to text Hurt when we get off air. That'll be so much fun. But thanks to you for calling in, Sarah. I think this is about time. But always fun catching up. Looking forward to doing some radio with you here in a couple weeks out at the Off-Road Hall of Fame. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? DirtFish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at DirtFish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound. The sound of sports. The sound at the racetrack. And the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, wrapping things up on a fun show, man. Big shout out to my good friend Sara Price. Amy Hood, as always, Joe Duncan. We had Lindsey Hayes, Scott Speed, tons of fun. And thank you to all of our partners and our new ones at GenuinePolarisParts.com. Don't forget, you want that special offer, all you do is go to GenuinePolarisParts.com/Jim Beaver. They'll get you locked and loaded. Polaris Razor for all their support. General Tire, Subaru. Don't forget General Tire. They've got that program going on right now where you buy 4 General Tires, you get a Visa gift card back. Check out my website for more details, or GeneralTire.com. Subaru, Casey Highlights, Gibson, DirtFish, 15% off at DirtFish. All you have to use is the coupon code JBDirtFish. Impact, OTSFF, Optimus Starters, Terracross, and the Blue Water Resort and Casino. Don't forget, Terracross giving away that ride for a free event there at Elk River this weekend in a UTV. All you have to do is go to Terracross's Facebook. I shared it on mine. Check that out as well. Social media, it's at JimBeaver15 on all forms of social media. Amy is at AmyHood71. Don't forget to go over to iTunes and rate, review, subscribe to both Project Action, my other show, as well as this one, the Down and Dirty Radio Show. And if you leave a rating or a review, and I see that, I will follow you guys back if you leave your at Twitter or Instagram username right there in the body of the review on iTunes. So don't forget, make sure to subscribe to both and rate and review to both Project Action and the Down and Dirty Radio Show. Thank you guys for all the support. As CNET calls us, I guess the king of racing media. But thank you guys for all the support. Could do without you guys. Be safe. I will be in Minnesota. Come out if you're in the Elk River area. I'd love to meet you guys in the flesh. But be safe. As always, game on.